Class, I introduced one model to you where class is holding static member inner class. Hope prepared, I think. So outer class is subclass 1, inner class is subclass 2. These inner classes can be three types to you: member inner classes, local inner classes, anonymous inner classes. So we are under member inner classes. The inner classes which are declared as members of class, like variable, method, block, class also available. We call it as members of class. We call it as member inner classes. These member inner classes are two types: static, non-static. The non-static, I said, instance member inner class. Finally, member inner classes are categorized into two types: static member inner classes and instance member inner classes. Means the member inner class which is declared without a static keyword, we call it as instance member inner class. So whenever I am writing that instance member inner class definition yesterday here, the inner classes which are declared outside the outer class method without a static keyword are known as instance member inner classes I written. Today I'll give the clarity to you. Before that, if it is a static member inner class can be declared with both static members and non-static members. You can declare static variable and non-static variable, static method, non-static method. Both can be declared inside the class. What are its behaviors now? Static and non-static. What are the methods available in the static member inner class? They can access only static members of outer class directly. They cannot access instance members. That's the first rule. You have to remember it. Now, whatever the instance method declared inside the static member inner class, it has a behavior like a static method when it is compared with the outer class. Means what? Static method inside the static member inner class can access only static members of outer class. Same behavior. The instance methods of static member inner class can access only static members of outer class. That point to be remembered. While creating object now here, the syntax of static member inner class is subclass 1 means outer class name dot inner class name, object name is equal to outer class name dot inner class name. That's the syntax. So this is yesterday's concept. And by behavior, whenever it is loading onto JVM now, we can see that the static member inner class binded to outer class and loaded. Means there is one link between the outer class and inner class. That only you observed there. Outer class and inner class, there is one link available. There is no link between the objects. So this is the diagrammatical form information. And today we are going for instance. So this is bit important when compared to first one. Right. I will take one outer class now like this. Same like yesterday. I am taking one outer class. I am taking. Subclass 1 because another project, no, same name I am taking. So this is outer class. Outer class. Always two variables I took here. The same thing I am taking. Now I am taking one method here. Void M1. I am taking one method. This is instance only. Instance method. And outer class method anyway. Outer class variables, outer class methods. Now, inside this, we are declaring one inner class. We are declaring one inner class. Subclass 2. This is instance member inner class. Instance member inner class. See that? I am taking the project. Right. Inner class application 2. One package test. One package maccess. Under test, same names I am taking. Class, subclass 1. So this is outer class. This is outer class. Now for demo purpose, int a is equal to 10. So public static int b is equal to 20. Here we are taking one method. So public void m1. This is outer class method. Now system dot out dot println outer class method m1. Now system dot out dot println the value a is equal to plus a. Now system dot out dot println the value b. the value b is equal to plus b. Outside this, I am taking one class, public class subclass 2. This is instance member inner class. That only our target. Now, inside this instance member inner class, public int x is equal to 100 like yesterday. So public static int y is equal to 200. Now public void m2 and public void m22. This is static. So inner class can be declared with, means instance member inner class can be declared with both static and non-static members. Okay, right. Whether they have a access or not. See there, system.out.println. So it is inner class instance method m2. This is inner class instance method m2. System.out.println. So outer class value A, it is printing A. Now system.out.println outer class value P plus B. Now system.out.println, this is inner class value X plus X. So this is inner class value Y. So this instance method is accessing both. Why? Yeah? Right. Now the same way I am declaring this. Oh. Now this inner class static method, this is static method M2. Observe this, static method cannot access instance variable, no? Right. It cannot access A. A is instance variable of outer class. It cannot access. Error is coming. Error. It cannot access X because X is instance variable. So static method cannot access instance variable. This is error. Hope when compared to yesterday's observation, today's observation bit easy, I think. Yes or no? Na? Yesterday first model bit clumsy will be there. Means first time one class coming in. Today your viewing also changed. Means your understanding. Hope so. I feel it. If you give one or two practices or if one or two times if you observe that and easily you can understand inner classes. Play some crucial role anyway. A student who writes inner class correctly in the Spring framework, they will praise Core Java trainer because inner class that much of important. Because inheritance also easy, reference also easy. Inner class only observation problem will come. Suddenly one or two inner classes are there. The models by seeing that student point of view bit confusion may come. But if you see clearly, already yesterday's model over now, today's model different. Today's instance member inner class is coming now. Here instance method can access both. Both members of outer class, static and non-static. But the static method of Instance member inner class can access only static members of outer class, cannot access instance members. Total 3 rules are there to you. Right, okay. After constructing this program, one idea came now. Now you write rules here. Rules. Instance member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static, static and non-static members. Instance member inner classes can be declared with both static and non-static members. Instance methods of instance member inner classes can access all the members of outer class directly. All the members of outer class means both static and non-static it can access. Instance methods of instance member inner classes can access all the static members of outer class, all the static members of outer class directly. All of you understood all the members of outer class? All of you understood the statement? Means all means it can access both static and non-static directly. Now, static methods of instance member inner classes can access only static members of outer class directly, but cannot access instance members of outer class directly. Static methods of instance member inner classes can access only static members of outer class directly, but cannot access instance members of outer class directly. Right. Right. Look here. Let me update in your that outline diagram once. Font is very small or what? Can you see the font correctly? Last. Right, look here. So inside this subclass, I took some x is equal to 100. Now static y int y is equal to 200. Just I want to keep some variables inside the class. I am keeping for demo purpose. Okay, right. Now here I am taking void M2 I am taking. So this one I am taking instance I am taking. Instance. Void M2 2. So this is static. Right. Now look here. Static members will get the memory within the class while class loading. You know that point, no? Right. Yesterday, static member in our class got the memory within the outer class while class loading. I cannot draw the memory inside, no? I drawn separately, I linked with one blue color. So educating a student, imagining the class got the memory inside the outer class. Just imagination. Right? Here, static member inner class, instance member inner class. Instance members will get the memory within the object. Yes or no? Instance members will get the memory within the object while object creation. Got this point? Right. Now the instance member inner class has to get the memory within the object. Now the static members are called with the class name. You know. Instance members are called with object name. So the same rules you have to apply. Right? Okay. See how in the diagrammatic what happens. Before diagrammatic now, object creation. So syntax for creating object for instance member inner class. Right. Syntax for creating object for instance member inner class. Instance member inner class. Right. So here outer class name dot inner class name object name is equal to outer class object. This is not outer class object. Outer class object name indirectly dot new inner class name outer class object name dot new outer class object name dot new inner class name. The syntax look different. Outer class object name dot new inner class name. So example. Sir, outer class name means subclass 1 anyway. Subclass 1. Inner class name means subclass 2. So here I'll take object name as OB2. Roughly I'll take it. Now outer class object name is needed. So outer class object name I'll take it as OB1. I will take it. Dot new inner class name. Here inner class name is subclass 2. This is a syntax. If you want, draw one box and keep it for them. So different syntax this one. Subclass 1 dot subclass 2. OB2 is equal to OB1 dot new subclass 2. Because the class is a instance member inner class. We are accessing with object name. We have to use object name. It's a syntax. Right. See that? Now I'll go for main class here. Here I'll type it first. Here outer class name is subclass 1. OB1 is equal to new subclass 1. This is outer class object. So inner class object means subclass 1 dot subclass 2. OB2 is equal to OB1 dot new subclass 2. This is a syntax. The syntax for instance member inner class syntax. Different syntax. Now, the same thing I'll write here now. Under main access, M access, class, demo, inner class 2. Import test dot star. Now, outer class object means subclass 1. OB1 is equal to new subclass 1. So this is outer class object. Outer class object. So here OB1 dot M1. So this is outer class method call. So this is common. Outer class method will come, answer will come. This is common. Like yesterday only this one. Right. Our target is inner class now. See there. Inner class instance member inner class object is subclass 1 dot subclass 2. OB2 is equal to OB1 dot new subclass 2. This is instance member inner class object. That syntax you will see somewhere. Object name dot new one class name. That syntax you are going to see in your journey. Whenever object name dot new some class name is coming means you must know, yes, object name means this object belongs to outer class. In that outer class, one instance member inner class is there. For that we are creating object. That idea you must get it. Wherever you find that kind of syntax, that idea you must get it. So instance member inner class object. So this is instance member inner class object. Using this OB2, I can access M2 because this is inner class instance method call. Instance method call. Now, here subclass 1 dot subclass 2 dot M22. I am calling inner class static method call. Static method call. If I run it, I will get the answer. This is outer class method M1. Inner class instance method can access outer class variables, inner class variables. Now this inner class static method can access only static variable of outer class and static variable of inner class. It cannot access instance variable. It's a theory. Sir, internally, how it is available? Anyway, answer is coming and program is there. So in the program, I observe that syntax and so on. Sir, I must get one imagination, sir. No, sir, where that objects are there, how they are linked, how the objects are linked, how the classes are linked. I want to know, sir. For that, we draw one diagram again for today. the second diagram. So here, if we take example program here, only two Java files anyway, subclass 1 dot Java, demo inner class 2 dot Java. This is one main class. Under this, we had an output. This is output. Sir, how this output is generated? I want to see the links. Actually, Java, you people also must practice it. Program output okay, but that program background one imagination will be there. That should come. That imagination should come into the mind. That only actual practice. So that is very hard, and so that you have to practice it. So when you see the program, you must be in position to imagine it, where that locations are available. Variable methods you can identify. But when the class links are coming, object references okay, inheritance okay, inner class only, different imaginations you have to make it. So here I am drawing one imagination for this program, means flow. I am calling it as execution flow. How the links are available, how the answer is coming, make it. Execution flow of above program. Execution flow of above program. First, we must know the class files. Yesterday I given the class file, no? Inner class is represented with what symbol? Dollar. So wherever you see dollar, that is the inner class only. Wherever you see dollar, that is inner class only. Dollar you can see in many locations actually. Roughly I am showing in the library. Can you see dollar? So by seeing this dollar, you must get information. Okay. Entry is one inner class of map. You must get one idea, no? If not, inner interface will be there. Anyone. That idea should come. So here one inner is there. Can you see? Can you see the dollar here? Right. Dollar. So dollar is there means inner components. So inner components are playing a role already. This is dollar. Right. Anyway. Now here how many class files means, sir? These two are major classes. The major dot class files will come. So subclass 1 dot class file. And this is one class file. What about inner class now? Sir, dollar subclass 2 dot class file. This subclass 2 belongs to which class now? Subclass 1 means subclass 2 is the inner class of subclass 1. That's the meaning. So this is the inner class. Now I am drawing the diagram. Observe it. Java stack area. Anyway, where methods are loaded. So here, main method. public static void main. Here subclass OB1 is equal to new subclass. Subclass 1 OB1 is equal to. Now the subclass 1 is loaded here. So the subclass 1 is loaded. Subclass 1 is loaded. In the subclass 1, what is there now? Sir, A. Instance variable A. Memory not there. Because the instance variable, memory not there. Static variable. Sir, B will get the memory. B is equal to 20. Sir, M1, memory not there. M1, memory not there. All of you understood this? Right. Now, here. Where is this? Next class, no, sorry, forget it. This is class. Subclass 2. Okay, right. This subclass 2 here. Subclass 2. Dollar. Memory not there. Instance, no. Memory not there. It is an instance. Understood this point now, right? It is an instance. Memory not there. Yesterday static means memory came. Today it is an instance. Okay, right. Now loading completed, no? Yes, sir. Loading completed. Create object. So I am creating object. Some object. 0x111, one object. This object is for outer class. This object is for outer class. Now while object creation, A will get the memory. A is equal to 10. M1 will get the memory. Void M1 will get the memory because instance. Now subclass 2 is also one instance. So this is subclass 2. Don't think that memory is coming here. Memory will not come inside the object. So here reference of dollar subclass 2. So I am instance. We draw an arrow like this. The meaning of this is your execution control will see that subclass 2. It is one instance member in our class. For this instance member in our class, I must give the memory. So what happened now? Then instance member in our class will be loaded. I must give the memory, no? Means what? Class memory in the method area only, no? I must not give in the heap area. Rules are there or not now? So you said give the memory for dollar subclass 2. I'll give the memory. Where I'll give the memory? I will load it onto method area. So the class will be loaded onto method area. So this is dollar. dollar subclass 2, I am giving a memory. Memory is coming or not now, right? Now, once memory came here now, once memory came here, while loading only static members has to get the memories. So what happened inside now? Sir, X is there, Y is there. So X for you, memory not there. Y for you, memory is there. Y for you, memory is there. M2 for you, memory not there because you are an instance. M2 for you, memory not there. But M22, you are having a memory. So M22 having a memory. Void M22. Right. Here what happened is, this is referring actually. Sir, what is that arrow means? From that object, it is referring to one class location. That's the concept. Indicating that the class is inner class. So loading completed. Means what? The rules of object is instance members has to get the memory within the object. So A got the memory, M1 got the memory. Class I cannot give a memory in the object against the rule. Understood this point now? So classes must be loaded to method area. So I will ask that class to load it. You sit there, get the memory. So the link I'll keep in this object. Some link I'll establish there. So saying that the class belongs to this object. Saying that the class belongs to this object. Got it now? Right. So the inner class loaded there. After this one now, this reference will be loaded onto OB1. OB1. So this is 4. Now OB1 will hold 0x111. Everybody clear now, right? Outer class object created. While outer class object creation, inner class, instance members has to get the memories. In that process, A got the memory, M1 got the memory, instance member inner class got the memory in the method area, and link is available to this object, indicating the class belongs to this object. Got it right? Right. After this has been completed now, I am calling OB1.M1. I am calling. So this is common method what we call. OB1.M1 I am calling. So no issue. So whenever I call this OB1.M1, that M1 will come for execution. This is common diagram you had yesterday, but I am completing the diagram now. Void M1. So I am drawing the diagram as a 5. So the method is coming out. The method is printing A and B. It can access A and B, no issue. Like a normal method only, no, it can access A and B. So A answer is 10 and B answer is 20. So here, no issue, over. Our major target is inner class object. Observe this pointer, not now. See there. Is there any link between the classes? Is there any link between the classes? Not there. The answer is not there. A class can hold static member inner class. The static member inner class is linked to outer class. Got the memory in the outer class. Instance member inner class. There is no link between the classes. Link not there. In yesterday's diagram, if it is available here, in yesterday's diagram, the link is there or not now? I drawn one link. Actually, I must draw. Actually, we draw like this, and we draw one. Actually, board is there. Board is there means, of course, board is also there. But online people are there, no? But if you want to draw here, we should draw one box like this, and inside that we draw inner class. Here, because of online people only, this paint is coming. Generally. Because we are sitting generally. Because of online people only. So, if not, we draw one box like this, and inside that box, we draw one more box. So, inside that, members will be there. Actually, that is a diagram. We should draw that kind of diagram. But I cannot draw inside, no, here. So, I kept away and showing them separately to you. Right? Okay. So, there is a link between the classes. The first model. Here, link not available between the classes. Okay, fine. Now, create object for inner class. What is the inner class syntax here now? Sir, subclass 1, subclass 2. Where is this? Subclass 1 dot subclass 2 OB2. Subclass 1 dot subclass 2 OB1 is equal to, I am writing the complete syntax. OB1 dot new subclass 2. OB2 or OB1? This is OB2. Okay. Okay, clear? Right. Subclass 1 dot subclass 2 OB2 is equal to OB1. Now actual concept is, now the execution control will come there. It has to read the total line. Execution control means it has to do the work, no? Right. It reads the total line. It starts with the RHS. In RHS, it finds, I must create object for subclass 2. That is new subclass 2. And the information is, the subclass 2 belongs to OB1, it says. Now what happened? The execution control will go to OB1. That's a rule. Because you said, create object for subclass 2. Subclass 2 belongs to OB1, you said. So, execution control will go to like this. I'm drawing. Now the OB1 means I'll come to OB1. This is OB1 or not now? I'll come here. So, in this OB1, subclass 2. So, subclass 2 information is there. From here, I'll go here. That's the concept. Because link is there now. Understood this by now? Now I'll go there and I'll create object. That's the concept. Because the link is available in the object. There is a link between the object and class. So saying that the class belongs to object. The meaning. So finally here, create object for subclass 2. Create object for subclass 2 which belongs to OB1 means create object for inner class object. So inner class object creation started. Very, very, very important point. Observe it. Inner class object started. I am creating object for inner class. I am creating object for inner class. Right. See there. Actually, the execution control will travel like this. Because this kind of things you cannot find in materials. Nowadays the materials are outline materials. Outline materials means not certification oriented materials. Cracking examination oriented materials. Subject different, cracking different. Like your intermediate study. Your intermediate study, you never remember anything. You can check back yourself also. In between 1-2 years will be there. Single thing also you cannot remember. That intermediate is like passing one examination. Cracking one examination, that's all. Knowledge not there. You check it yourself also. If you are from MPC or somewhere, chemistry formulas you cannot remember in engineering final year. It will be forgotten. So that 2 years what I learned means again zero only. If you come out of engineering and stand in Amirpet and look for intermediate, you cannot remember anything. You may remember 1 or 2 faces of your friends only. That only you can remember. Means what? That is like a lifting only. That's understood now. Today's materials also that only. That materials are lifting the students to crack the exam. That's all. Not gaining the knowledge, because these informations are not there. Understand now? In a difference you're getting, no? Cracking examination different. So here, one point you have to remember it. The point is, here, execution control will come. Execution control will come to OB1 actually. Why execution control will come to OB1 means, you said create object for subclass 2 which belongs to OB1. You said I will come to OB1. I'll come. In OB1, I'll be looking for subclass 2. Okay. Subclass 2 information is there. By taking the subclass 2 information, I'll go to method area. After going to method area, class is available there. I'll create object. I'm creating object or not now? Now, whenever the execution control come there, it will think, I gone to outer class object. From there, I came to method area. From there, I came to heap area to create object. Means what? This object belongs to that object. Because my control gone to outer class object or not now? First, my control gone to outer class object. From outer class object, I came to method area to find one inner class. From there, again, I came to heap area to create object for it. Means this object belongs to this object. So how can I record that? So the JVM says that execution control, I will record the address of outer class. That outer class object reference will be recorded here. That is a design model. In the JVM it is happening. There is a design process. In the background design process, that execution control is saying that I came to outer class object. From outer class object, I came to method area, found one class and creating object. Means what? This object came from one inner class. Inner class belongs to one outer class object. So this outer class object reference must be available there because this object belongs to this object. Understood this point or not now? So this address is recorded. So now I am drawing that only now. If I draw directly address, you may not understand. I said that point to you. I am recording the address. Now, this outer class address, that outer class address will be recorded here. That only design part. C6. This whole design part. So look here. Already you know the references concept now? Right. One address class is there. One employee class is there. Employee class object will hold address of address class object. What happened now? The members of employee class can access the members of address class or not now? Here, that inner class object is holding the reference of outer class object. The members of inner class object can access the members of outer class object. Why inner class object members must access outer class object? Because I belongs to you. Because my object came from the class belongs to you. So I must access. So your design model says that I will record the address. That's the concept. Address recorded, no? Very, very, very important interview question. In instance member inner classes, the instance member inner class object will hold address of outer class object. And there is a link between the objects. There is no link between the classes. That's the meaning of this diagram. After address binding has been completed, now these members are coming. So X has to get the memory. M2 has to get the memory. Because they are instance. X has to get the memory. And M2 has to get the memory. Now, x is equal to 100 M2. Void M2 is an instance. Now, this one. This one is loaded onto OB2. This is outer class, inner class object. All of you understood this now? This is the layout. Right? Here, inner class object is holding the reference of outer class object. Okay, right? Now let us see. The answer is coming because links are there already. Now answer is coming or not. Let me check it once. Okay, right. Now, next line is OB2.M2. I am calling OB2.M2. I am calling. Yesterday's diagram, today's diagram. Both you take a printout, if possible on same paper and look it. The two models are very important. One is static member inner class, one is instance. Third class not there, whether it is a static or non-static. Only two models will be there. So the two models are important. So in a single sheet, take a printout and keep it. Whenever you want to see, open it and see the two models. In a static, there is a link between the classes. In instance, there is a link between the objects. That only diagram. OB2.M2. Now I am calling this method. OB2.M2. I can call the method directly. I am calling OB2.M2. I am calling the method. Because OB2 address is there directly, no, I can call this method directly. So that M2 is coming out. So that M2 is coming out. Void M2 is coming out. This M2 came out for execution. The M2 is coming from the inner class object, no? Yes or no? Yes. All of you observing? Right. So, the method is coming from inner class object. Right? Okay. Now, here, it is printing A, it is printing B, it is printing X, it is printing Y. It has access to all variables, no? Yes or no? Na? See there, M2 has access to all variables. What are the variables in the classes? What are the variables in the object? It has an access. Observe this point or not now? See there. Now, in the process of accessing A, now I look for the A here. Available or not available? Available or not available? Not available. Now, it can look A in the class. It can look A in the object. It can look A in the class. It can look A in the object because it has two links, no? Observe this point or not now? So, I came from one class. I can look in the class. I came from one object. I came from one class. I can look in the class. From this address location, I can look in the object also. Two access available or not? This is a new access and actually, they given permission, this one from Java 11 version 1 only. In Java 8 also error will come. This model I am giving training on latest one, 16 and 17. So that object access, you can see my old books. Not now. My old books are there selling already. My old core Java books, you can see diagrams are there. In that diagram, I'll draw error in Java 8 book. Of course, nowadays the books are 16 and 17 only. But today, engineer has to know it is accessing because 17 directly access is there. The object has access to class. Object has access to another object. Object access to class not there. In Java 8, it is not there. Error will come. You can try it. If anybody 8 is there, you can try it. Error will come. Means model changed very fastly within 6 years. The model has been changed. Anyway, you are updated engineer. See there. I want to look for A here. Where I will look it now? Inside the object. Inside the object, not there. I am coming from the class, no? I look in the class. In the class also not there. A not there, no? Right. Now, here one address location is there. In this address location, I'll go. A is there, no? With this address location, I'll go. I'll there. So, I can access A. The same way B now. This is B. I look for B now. See how I look for B. Look for B in the class. Sorry, object. Not there. Why you are going to object, sir? Means method came from there only. So, B here, not there. Now check in the class. You came from class. So, B not there. Then address is there for you. Check in this address. In this address, B is not there, no? Yes or no? When you came to this object came from one class, no? Check here. Because you came to outer class object or not now? When you came to outer class object, you check in the outer class. B is there or not now? Access is coming. So it can access B. They will ask in the interview, not in the core Java, because core Java student cannot withstand. But in Spring, the question is there. Can you explain me how static variable of outer class accessed by the instance method of inner class? Can you show one layout to me? Question is there. In Spring, it is there. Question. So then the student has to explain that point. So where the journey is going on. But Spring teacher will not draw this kind of diagram because for him time not there. That's a drawback. So I will not teach Spring. He will not teach core Java. You only should carry the knowledge from here to there. Right. Now X. Now looking for X now. Look in the object. X is there no? Access. Direct access is coming or not now? Look for Y now. In the object. Not there. If it is not there, go to the class. Class Y is there no? Answer is coming. Observe this point or not now? Because of this address location, the control is coming to outer class object, going to outer class. If that address is not there, the control will not come. So, the answer is coming here. $10, $20, $100, $200. All of you got it now? Right. I am calling the method now. The method is here. Next method. Subclass 1 dot, subclass 2 dot, M22. We are calling the method directly from the class. Yes or no? M22 belongs to subclass 2, subclass 2 belongs to subclass 1. So directly we are calling the method. Directly the method is called. Directly the method is called. The method is coming for execution directly here. The method will come for execution. void M22. The method is coming from the class directly. From inner class directly. All of you observe this? Right. Now here I am printing A, I am printing B, I am printing C, I am printing D. So static method for you, accessing from objects not there. Yes or no? Against the rule, no? Static methods will come from the class for you, accessing from the objects not there. So it cannot access A, it cannot access, where is that X? This is A, B, X, Y. So for you, A access not there. Because A belongs to one object, no? For access not there. So X access not there. Because X belongs to object. For you, access is there from the class. So how it access means, see there. I will come to the class. I will come to the class. In this class, B is there means not there. If it is not available in the inner class, I will look in the outer class because two classes are available. It has access to class. So it look in the class. Directly the access is available to class variables. Directly class. Sir, how the direct is there means link is there. How means this class belongs to one object. From that object belongs to this class. So indirectly the class is the inner class of outer class. So the static variable from inner class, if you can access the outer class static variable directly you can access. So static variable access directly and so on. So static method can access the static variables directly from inner class and outer class. So here so B answer 20 will come and Y answer 200 will come. So that only answer here. 10, 20, 100, 200, 20, 200. Answer is coming or not now? That's the point. So here the method frame is destroyed. Right. This is the diagram. What is the major information in this diagram is inner class object holding the reference of outer class object. In that process, the members of inner class object can access outer class objects directly. Right. Make a statement. I'll paste the diagram there for you. In instance member inner classes, in instance member inner classes, the inner class object will hold the reference of outer class object. In instance member inner classes, the inner class object will hold the reference of outer class object. The inner class object will hold the reference of outer class object. And in this process, the members of inner class object the members of inner class object can access all the members of outer class object directly. Access directly. In instance member inner classes, the inner class object will hold the reference of outer class object, and in this process, the members of inner class object can access all the members of outer class object directly. It can access. So yesterday one diagram, today one diagram. These two are important. Okay, right. Completed? Right. So all of you should observe these models, two models, if possible on a single sheet, if possible on a single sheet, take one printout if possible, two diagrams, and whenever you find time, refer it. So the models you by heart it, because inheritance easy only, references easy only, inner class you have to remember more. Okay, right. Now, the concept is like this. Here, I written one inner class there. I not given any category there. Now, the inner class can be two types actually. Actually, two types now. One is static, one is non-static. Among non-static, two types actually. One is inside the method, one is outside the method actually. If it is inside the method, we call it as local or not now, like variable. So here also same. So if it is inside the method, if it is outside the method, instance member inner class. If it is inside the method, local member inner class. So non-static outside the method, non-static inside the method. Now the model what we completed is non-static outside the method you completed. Now bring that inner class inside the method. Now bring that inner class inside the method. We call it as local inner class. This local inner class is used for security. To protection and security, we use these models. So we are entering into local inner class. Make a siding. Again, this model tomorrow, na? Can I do tomorrow? Because I came late, actually. 15 minutes late I came. Right. Can I do this again tomorrow? No problem. Right. Right. Why means I'll do one inner class. I'll give a time to you because Spring and web service is going to depend upon this model. So if I start it, I must end it now. This is the last model. Anyway, anonymous is the biggest model. Anyway. How many of you are free by 2 p.m.? Raise your hands. 2 p.m. 2 o'clock. How many of you are free? All are busy. Don't say I'm sleeping, sir. Don't say. Free means classes. So sleeping, don't count it. Okay, right. Anybody? I mean, you remaining all attending Vernacular HTML, right? How many of you are attending Vernacular HTML by 2 p.m.? Raise your hands. Remaining all, what you are doing then? Nobody is raising hands. Right, anyway. Just casual question only because management is planning something by 2 p.m. for 1 week. Maybe some other advanced features I'm planning in 2 p.m. for all core Java students. So if you are free, you can attend. I'll speak that separately on Monday to you. Correct. Anyway, so tomorrow can I do local inner class? Right. In local inner class also one information is there. I'm going to reveal that information. Take a break for today. Thank you very much for today.